Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and to this time-lapse version of a golden retriever at the beach. If you enjoy this here, there will be a full real-time demo on my Patreon channel. I'll add links in the description. But if you enjoy the speedy version here, then please do subscribe here on YouTube and be sure to check out all of my other playlists. Lots of real-time demos here too, not just time lapses. So before showing you the painting process, I thought I would show you some of the images that I took this day at the beach. This is the photo that I actually used for the demo. I cropped it and made the dog bigger. And as you're going to see, I play it about with some of the colours. Now this isn't actually my dog, but he just showed up when I was at the beach already photographing my dog and a friend's dog. And he was like, "Are you guys having a photo shoot? I can do that." Typical golden retriever style. So as always, I'll be releasing some extra photo reference to my patrons on the theme of dogs at the beach. So whether you want to work along with me on this one, or you can choose one of the other images and try to apply some of those same techniques from this demo. I'm working on the Canson velvet paper here. I really enjoyed the texture of this paper, so I thought why not give it a go for some beach dunes and for a little demo that I was planning to make much more loose and less detailed than a lot of my work. And especially a lot of my paintings including animals. I'm usually painting them closer up and with a lot more detail involved. But sometimes in between these bigger, more laborious paintings, I really enjoy these little demos. And I've got a whole library of these mini demos over on Patreon. They're all smaller, shorter projects, usually under 4 hours to complete. And for me, they're such a lovely change of pace and a bit of relief from the usual high detail that I'm working in. So you can see my photo reference over to the left now. I've cropped the image. I've increased the scale of the dog a little bit. And I've also heightened the colours a little bit in my photo reference just to help me visualise what I want to do with the colours in the painting. And then in the painting, I decided to try and bring in more of a warm glow. So I incorporated some warmer colours like the pinks that you see here on the sand. And I'm going to contrast all of that with lovely cool blue violets in the shadows. So my first layers are all about just getting some colour blocked in, some base layers of colour. And usually I go a bit darker in the first layers just to give me contrast that I can build on top of. And then this beautiful vibrant blue that was BV11 from Unison Soft Pastels. I chose this really vibrant blue just to make the painting extra vibrant. Although when you look at my photo reference, it's not much of a stretch to see where I am getting that blue from, as the shadows in the photo reference really do look quite blue. But my aim with these smaller demos, and this one is just 10 inches by 9 inches, is to try and capture the feel of the scene or the lighting of that day without going into a huge amount of detail. And because the animal is so small within the composition, it really limits how much detail I can go into. So for me, when I'm trying to work in a looser kind of style, strangely, I find it really helpful to work smaller. If you give me more space, I'm quite likely to go into a lot of small marks and details. Whereas when I limit myself in terms of the scale of the painting, it really forces me to try and capture what I think is vital for me to include. I also try to use mainly just the big sticks, as that also helps me to not go into tiny little details. I do pick up a little bit of pastel pencil just to help with some of the very smallest features on the dog. But apart from that, it's all done with these soft sticks, the majority of which are Unison soft pastels, and I did use a few Terry Ludwigs as well. So I start to bring in some colour on the grasses, on the dunes. My main aim is to capture the light and shade here. So as well as the greens, I'm bringing in some warmer tones, some yellows and earthy oranges in the grasses. And those same colours will appear on the dog too. So all the time, like with all of my work, I'm trying to include the same colours throughout the background, the main subject, trying to create some colour harmony in my painting by carrying those colours right through the whole painting. So this little piece took under 3 hours to complete. And as I said at the start, the full real-time demo will be on my Patreon channel. And I've got a whole collection of these mini demos. And I've been really enjoying these. A lot of smaller projects, quicker to complete. And I find that by pushing myself out of my comfort zone with these, I discover new things all the time. And that's one of the great things I'm finding about teaching via Patreon. I've learned so much myself. And I really try to encourage my patrons to step out of their comfort zones as well. Come with me while I experiment on something different. And it's a lot of fun to work along with a tutorial, I think, where you've got a little bit of guidance just to help you along. And a lot of the time, I'm talking about the things that I'm struggling with as well as the things that I know how to do already. So sometimes I can sympathize with my patrons who are just starting out. It certainly can feel a bit daunting sometimes if you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. There are certain subjects and styles of painting that I've been doing for many years, and I always feel within my comfort zone when I'm doing that. But I immediately recognize when I am struggling with something, when something feels a bit different to me. And of course, this is how anyone feels when they're a beginner at something, and those are the stages that you've got to really push through. If you don't experiment, then you just won't improve. So I'm always trying to improve, and I'm always trying to take my patrons along with me on that journey. And it's thanks to them really that I get an opportunity to spend a bit of time experimenting. It kind of takes the pressure off every painting needing to be a finished, sellable piece of work. And I'm very grateful for that opportunity via my Patreon channel, because I get to have a bit of a play sometimes, and if it doesn't work out, it's not always the end of the world, and I still share those experiences and those demos with my patrons, as there's often a lot to be learned from the times that you feel like you've failed a little bit. So, coming to the end of this one now, I really tried to hold back on going into more and more detail, especially on the grasses. I always have a bit of a habit of overworking grasses. So I still have many things I would like to work on and improve at. And I hope I can continue to share that journey via my videos and tutorials. And don't forget, you can also join me over on Patreon for free. You can become a free member there and you get a lot more posts than on my social media. I do release quite a few things on there for all the members, including free members. So if you just like my work and you want to follow more of my posts, do come and join me there. But as well as that, I really appreciate you guys here on YouTube. Please do subscribe here. Thanks very much for watching. And until next time, happy pasteling.